everyone. Today we are going to discuss about natural resources. These resources are provided by the nature and utilized by living organisms. The main lithosphere is the land of our outer crust of the earth. The hydrosphere is the water of the earth, and biosphere is the living organism, and atmosphere is composed of oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. So let's make a start to gain knowledge about these different types of natural resources and their pollution with their adverse effect on living organisms. So first I will draw your attention on atmosphere with air pollution, water with its pollution, soil which is pollution, and obviously soil erosion. And first is air and atmosphere. What is the main impact on the living organisms of this air? This is actually plays an important role like a blanket. This is a bad conductor of the heat, and during daylight it actually prevents the sudden increase in the temperature of the earth atmosphere, and this is also in another way during the night time it prevents the sudden escape of the heat from the earth to the outer space. In this way it maintains the normal temperature of the earth atmosphere. So when this air pollution happens, it creates a profound impact on the living organism. What are they? It creates a sudden problems in the respiratory system of the living organisms such as asthma, pneumonia, and sometimes what happens, the presence of unwanted gases, the formation of acid rain actually shows a bad impact of the monument, which can lead to the corrosion of the monument, and it also lead to the formation of smog, and which is very much problematic for the breathing system. And what are the main pollutant, air pollutant, unwanted materials, suspended materials? These are normally nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide for the formation of acid rain. Hydrocarbons are the suspended particles, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. These green gases are very much unwanted and the main pollutant of the atmosphere. The next point is water. Water is the medium. It provides the medium for the cellular process. It can help the transportation of important particles from one body part to another. It maintains in our body the normal temperature, the normal salt balance, the normal mineral balance is maintained by the water. When this water pollutant happens, it creates different types of diseases in the human body by pathogens, bacteria, fungi, etc. And what happens when the dissolved oxygen is decreased by the water pollution, by the presence of unwanted water pollutant? What happens? The flora and fauna, the aquatic ecosystem is destroyed. The death of different aquatic animals can be happen, and when there is a sudden increase in the water temperature, there is obviously a death of eggs, larvae, etc. And this is caused by the water pollutant such as the unwanted wastage of vegetation, unwanted wastage of domestic purposes, industrial wastage, and industrial hot water causes thermal pollution. And in this way the main natural resources like water is polluted, and soil is also polluted in such a way. The main cause of soil pollution is the presence of fertilizer, chemical, pesticides, insecticides, etc. It actually decreases the soil fertility, has the adverse effect on the cultivation. When vegetation is not done in the proper way, the topmost portion of the soil is washed away, the soil erosion happened, and this actually decreases the fertility of the soil. And what is soil? Actually, soil is the combination of decayed rocks, decayed living organisms which is humus, and decomposed living organisms which is detritus. And the topmost soil consists of different types of rich nutrients. When this soil erosion happens, actually it decreases the soil fertility. In this way, we have come to know a lot of information about the main profound impact of these natural resources on the living organisms and their adverse effect during the presence of the pollutants. And now I am going to draw your attention to our last portion, which is biogeochemical cycle. And this biogeochemical cycle is three types: is nitrogen cycle, carbon dioxide cycle, and oxygen cycle. And nitrogen cycle, these biochemical cycles have impact on the ecosystem. And how this happens? For nitrogen cycle, there are some steps. Just follow: nitrification, assimilation, ammonification, nitrification, and denitrification. First of all, I will start from the nitrogen fixation. Actually, after the fixation of nitrogen from the environment, the nitrogen is transformed into nitrogen dioxide and nitrogen trioxide, which are nitrite and nitrate. And this actually is formed by the sudden increase in the atmosphere, like physical charges, lightning, etc. And in this way, nitrogen fixation along with nitrogen assimilation happens in the plant's body. And by the presence of ammonifying bacteria, nitrogen is transformed into ammonia and then is transformed into nitrite and nitrate, which in turn forms nitrous acid or nitric acid. This acid rain and the other way can be a bad effect on the living organisms. Sometimes this presence of nitrosomonas bacteria and nitrobacter bacteria, the nitrite or nitrate is formed here, and this is the main process of nitrification. Nitrification is caused by nitrosomonas bacteria and then nitrobacter bacteria. And after the assimilation process, denitrification occurs. Actually, denitrification is the release of nitrogen from the assimilated forms from the body, and this is done by the decomposition of the living organisms by the bacteria, which is known as pseudomonas. Okay, and this is all about the nitrogen cycle. And now I am going to shift my discussion to carbon dioxide cycle and oxygen cycle. Let's get going on that this carbon dioxide cycle and oxygen cycle is a simultaneous procedures, and this is done by photosynthesis and respiration. What is photosynthesis? This is the use of solar photon particles, chlorophylls of the green plants, carbon dioxide, water, and there is a formation of monosaccharide and oxygen. So photosynthesis process is the use of carbon dioxide and release of oxygen. On the other hand, respiration is what? Respiration is the burning of monosaccharide glucose, and it produces carbon dioxide. Water releases huge amount of energy by the presence of oxygen and oxidized compounds. So respiration is the use of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. So we can say for the carbon dioxide cycle, the use of carbon dioxide is happening during the photosynthesis, and carbon dioxide is released by the process of respiration. On the other hand, oxygen is used by the process respiration and is released by the process of photosynthesis. So what happens? The carbon dioxide is also released by some other processes. These are decomposition of living organisms and combustion of fossil fuels. So this is all about the carbon dioxide and oxygen cycles, and this photosynthesis respiration process simultaneously can control these cycles. So this is all about this biogeochemical cycle. Last of all but not the least, there is an ozone layer which can absorb the UV ray, and these greenhouse gases and their global warming effect actually creates a hole in the ozone layer, and especially chlorofluorocarbon chloride actually has a bad adverse effect on the ozone layer. So in this way the global warming happens. So proper vegetation and proper cultivation is required here. So this is all about my today's discussion about the natural resources and the pollution, and I think this whole video is going to be very much useful to your study. So please subscribe the YouTube Knowledgeflame channel, go to the Google Play Store, download Knowledgeflame app. Thank you.